drink from the woods. Take life is good.
Yes, Hickok45, with a dead battery, apparently. My speaker keeps shutting off. Anyway, Hickok45, you're entering the beautiful hills of Middle Tennessee, as well as all of Tennessee, yes, home of Chet Atkins, Buford Pusser, Davy Crockett, and many others, right? So many of you are very happy that my battery is dead, dying. I wonder why it wouldn't stay on, or not my phone, but my speaker. So yeah, I'm here though, music or not.
Really, I didn't know that Hickok45 is a former sheriff's auxiliary officer. And he's also on Full 30, a video streaming platform dedicated specifically to firearms. Hickok is a registered trademark of Hickok45 LLC. He's a hick, okay? And he's not a bad hick or whatever. What the connotations that would come with the word hick or whatever, or what used to, are still to this day somehow. Hickok's videos demonstrate a wide variety of firearms, both historic and modern, and typically present an in-depth discussion of the history and functionality of each firearm. His early videos often showed him shooting Old West weaponry and wearing cowboy outfits. I never seen those ones. Over time, he expanded his presentations to include a greater variety of weapons while emphasizing safety. He tends to prefer Glock pistols over those of other manufacturers. While most videos featured Greg, we know his son John. What is it called? You don't talk like that. All right, it's Hickok45 here. And he is gracious or whatnot. And his fans are too. Jay Leno showed a Hickok45 pumpkin carving video on The Tonight Show. Big fan of Mr. Leno, Jay Leno. Seen a couple of his things, I think, a long time ago, but it had to be the car collection and yada yada. That was my biggest fandom moment of Mr. Leno, and I like how they bring him up a lot. But anyways, Hickok45's YouTube channel was shut down twice, allegedly for violating YouTube's terms of service, but it was ultimately reinstated. In April 2018, Hickok45's YouTube channel was shut down for several hours. This shutdown was following YouTube's change of policy in March 2018, which would ban videos that contained content that intends to sell or certain firearm accessories through direct sales, private sales by individuals, or links to sites that sell these items. Ooh, look at this one. Buy a shotgun short.
Hickok45 here. You know, sometimes you just need a shotgun, a 12 gauge. And you know, in these YouTube Shorts videos, you don't have a lot of time, so we're gonna help along there by using some short shells. That makes sense? We are geniuses, yeah.
You've been shot at a few times, Tommy? Not when Hickok45's around.
Short shells for a short video. All right. Told you it'd be short. Life is good. Hickok45.
He's getting older.
Here. During the Vietnam War, if you carried an M16A1, you probably carried a 20-round magazine like this one. They also had 30-round magazines in limited number. If you were issued these, that means you probably had one of these, a carbine. And these are for real. Let's shoot this thing. Are you ready?
The only reason
All right,
he's
ready?
allowed to have all these guns is because he does so much good with them. All the videos and yada yada. It ain't any sort of stockpile. He's seen as one of those ones.
Hickok45. Hickok.
He's seen as one of those ones, right? He's constantly doing new videos. He's got a lot of fans. He's always busy working on the new thing. That's what they taught me. How to be a YouTuber or whatever. It's about working on that new thing or whatever. They want you to work on, like, whenever there's a problem that comes up, they want you to work on something new. You can't just sit there and blab your mouth, and you can't just sit there shooting your gun for no reason or whatever. You got to video it. It's not like that. Why I don't want to shoot my gun generally like that in the middle of the town. It's like uh, maybe if I was plinking a can or something normally or what have you, but I've never been one of those ones that just fire or whatever. If I'm gonna fire my gun like that, like not at a target like normal. Like you see how Hickok is like he's calm or whatever. The whole point of Hickok turning on the camera, he's gonna have some fun shots at some targets. It's irrelevant to anything else. He's trying to smile or whatever and teach people about being a good person or whatever if you own firearms or whatever and yada yada. Or not even that.
Hickok.
I'm in
Hickok.
Canada. I'm in Canada. I'm in Canada. I can't even own firearms right now. I have to get a PAL. So you can also just be a speculator or somebody that is a big fan of Hickok or something like that. You don't have to be a firearm owner to be a fan of Hickok 45. Greg Kinman, we heard his name earlier, personal life. I never heard Greg Kinman before. I've heard of John. Everybody knows John if you're a big fan of Hickok 45. And I've said before, my father's name John, my middle name's John, so that's why I related to this guy. Anyways, Greg Kinman attended Austin Peay State University. I never got to meet him, but you know how it is with the studios. I have my own studio in my own apartment or whatever, and it's basically like I feel like I'm anywhere I want to be if I want to be there. It's like Austin Peay State University, but I'm not actually there, whatever. I've never been on his property, but see this photo here? That's shared from his local network or whatever. So when you get that, you get to sort of hop on his network when you go on there and things. All right, so he's in Clarksville, Tennessee. Clarksville. I've been to Clarksville because I used to live in Tennessee for a short time, where he played center position on the college basketball team for 2 seasons. I think we only went to Clarksville one time or something for something or the other. College basketball's big in Tennessee, and high school basketball, and middle school basketball for that matter. It's like team for 2 seasons, 1970 to 71 and 71 to 72. He decided to forego his senior season as he felt that basketball would not become his profession. He also noted that he was unable to gain weight. College sports records indicate his height as 6 feet 9 inches. He has declared himself to be 6'8". Originally from Kentucky, Kinman lives in, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Chatham County, Tennessee. He's a retired English teacher. Oh, is that the guy behind the camera? In 2015, he was featured in a webinar by Distance learning organization, the Sonoran Desert Institute. Web conferencing is used as an umbrella term for various types of online conferencing and collaborative services, including webinars, webcasts, and web meetings. Organization by the distance education, also known as distance learning, is the education of students who may not always be physically present at a school. Traditionally, this usually involved correspondence courses wherein the student corresponded with the school via mail. Today, it usually involves online education. It's like I got to go to public school, but I'm interested in distant learning. I've been doing a lot of distant learning too, but I'm not as young as this young guy is. But there's a lot to learn. But it looks like he's on what is it called? That whatever it is. I don't use it too much. We're not talking about FPS Russia today, but maybe another day. Forgotten Weapons. List of YouTube personalities. What was I going to do? He's born in Kentucky. I didn't know that, but he lives in Tennessee. That's what I knew. He ain't too far away from my dad. They live on the same side, eh? Southern, or I don't know what they call that, because I've heard middle, west, and east, upper and lower Tennessee. You got upper Tennessee, you got lower Tennessee. All right. But there ain't no beef between StacksAMilli and Hickok45. StacksAMilli's a big, big fan of Hickok. Now, I've tried to tell my dad, like, hey, Dad, I'm a big fan of this Hickok guy who lives right down the road from you. And so does this guy. But my dad don't want to hear it. My dad was never no Hickok45. That was Hickok45. And you know how many years that guy's been collecting? And he did it the right way, too. Like, and it's one gun at a time. All right, shoot straight. And I don't know if I'm getting that new Sig Sauer they're saying, but that's a whole other thing. Shooter's World. We got Shooter's World. I've been to a couple places. I got along all right, but maybe in the future, I got a lot of work to do until I go back into a gun. We got a big gigantic lobster. I didn't do nothing to him, man. I was filming videos. It's like, what is that robbery, dude? You're trying to do William Robert. It's like, we're sick of you, dude. Disgusting. What are you talking about? We gave you $10,000 to do your concert. You did your concert. Now, what more do you want from us? Oh, that's robbery. That constitutes robbery. I want you charged with robbery. Oh, you're Mr. You know who you remind me of? You remind me of my brother. And it won't work out for you. And thanks for interrupting Hickok's video. Has Hickok45 ever been to jail? I don't know, but Rick Ross has multiple times. And he's been convicted. Okay? And I'm sick of it. Hearing from him, hearing the braggadocious things that come out of his mouth. Because he thinks he can live down there and be untouchable or whatever. Absolutely sick of it. It's like, it's the untouchable this, that? No, it's not. We all love the music. But it goes beyond the music. I mean, didn't you just see? Johnny May Cash died. Johnny May Cash. Reminds me a lot like a Rick Ross.
Hey, yo, Dada. Smoke.
But Johnny May Cash is beyond the fact, because I was talking about good things. my normal life, my life where I just enjoy people that care about people. And that was Hickok45. Well, dude, you broke my iPhone. You murdered a couple people in Canada. You tried to rob us for more money. You're constantly threatening us. It's like 2010 all over again. It's like, or 2008 or whatever. You need to go to jail, Rick Ross. He did this back in 2008 or whatever, but then I was a big fan of him back then. So I was like, hey, let's bring them up to Canada to do some concerts because I was a really big fan. But now I'm not a fan of them anymore, and nobody is or whatever, and we want to see him go to jail or whatever for the stuff that he was doing. Everybody does. Like at least for a good 25, 30 years or something. It's like how look how you make our Florida Keys. It's like somebody just did something to something at the Florida Keys. It's like, and that was one of my favorite, most memorable, and still is, things. Same with my mother's. That's what I don't think my mom understands. That's my mom's favorite of all time. Like all she does is talk about that thing. The 90 miles to Key West thing, it got damaged. That is my mom, like Canadian's favorite thing. It's like we made it to the 90 miles to Cuba, southernmost point of the continental USA. And it's like, what is going on down there? It's like this got damaged. Rick Ross is this. They're saying I can't even go back to somewhere I'm a dual citizen. It's like, what the hell is going on? Obviously, something really bad's going on down there. But Hickok45 still around, so that makes me feel a lot more better. Ooh, look at the cannon, the cannons. When I lived in Tennessee, we found cannonballs. We lived right next to a foundry. I'm from Cedar Creek Road, Linden, Tennessee. Year and a half was like 10 years down there to me. And I lived down there, and because you know what? I didn't have no heat, and I'm surprised we had any electricity because my dad was Amish. He was an Amish biker guy. I don't know if I've ever seen one. You'd have to pull a picture of him up. Oh, wait, they got him. They got Amish bikers. I wish my dad would dress like this now because he called the police up here or whatever, and he's like, Thomas is dressing like an Amish person. Okay. And he was supposed to go out and buy some Amish clothing at that point. And he did. He didn't buy him the old world or traditional straw hat. He knew all about it, though. He knew all about it. My dad did. My dad knew all about it. It's like, I know I'll be blessed one day because God blessed me before. Oh, dude, God blessed me big time. Big time, bro. Okay. Enough to where I know I'm going to receive another blessing. It just comes down to me and myself and I. It doesn't come down to anything else. Yeah, that's his blessing. But when it comes to my blessing, God's going to bless me. And I know it. God knows exactly what I want. I want a house. I want a house. I want guns. Yeah, but we're talking way in the future. We're talking unforeseeable future. All I'm saying is God may bless me or bless you. I'll do the bless you because then it's greedy to say bless me. Hey, maybe God already blessed me a while back and it's time to bless you. Okay? He said, Tommy, you've already been blessed here, there, and the other way. Maybe it's time, and see, I'm a humble person. I always said that. So I know, listen, I could die today and I'd be more than happy that God blessed me. Even though I want to continue to live and all that. But hey, there's time for everyone. I got lots more time. 28 years I've only been living. You know, I mean, I've seen way bigger guys make it way, way farther. I've seen way bigger guys make it way farther. God will bless you. Maybe it's your time to be blessed. Do everything that God tells you to do. If it's a right thing, if it's the best thing, if it's something that's legal, is my opinion. Because, well, you got to question what you hear too. You have to question. It's all about choices. You have to question. You also have to question what you hear. Is it a good choice? Is it a bad choice? Is it right or is it wrong? That's what I learned when I was a kid. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? You're doing the right thing. You're doing the wrong thing. Trust me. When you do the right thing, it feels so good. And when you do the wrong thing, I guarantee you'll be on. That's one thing I learned way on when I learned about this system. If you do the wrong thing, that was your decision. Okay? Because your best choice was doing the right thing. Because you get caught up doing the wrong thing, sayonara. Sayonara. Like goodbye. See you later. You're gone. You made the wrong choice. Life's like that. Turn right for success, left for failure. Okay? But life isn't like that. Sometimes left for failure isn't always failure. Sometimes it's left for success and right for failure and yada yada. You have to determine that yourself. Determination. Determination. The difference between the impossible and the possible lies in a man's determination. And don't lie to people and try to trick them. That's the devil. Everybody learned that in church, was devil and demons. Okay, when you hear the devil and you hear the demons, because you don't even know me and know what my devil tattoo means. He's trying to explain what his devil tattoo means. It means I know what demons are. I've identified them. They're in the Bible and all that. Then you're not teaching your kid the right way. You don't even go to church. You don't even know nothing. It's Christian law, Islamic law, and shit like that all the way around. In the Bible, and as well as where? The Quran. Listen, you got devils and you got demons, and they're going to tell you to do stuff. And if you do them, you're going to end up in hell. And when I mean hell, it doesn't mean some bad place necessarily. Yeah, you're going to end up there too. It's going to be hell on earth as well. Hell on earth. It eats your insides out. You fester with it. That's all they had to tell me when I was a kid. And some of you are festering unbelievably. Now I feel bad for the ones festering, but I don't, because I was told that everybody knew that was the rules, and some of you were deniers and some of you were believers. That's right. So, but guess what? God has a policy. Believe it or not, no matter how much he has a policy. And you know what it is? You can be baptized. But don't abuse God's forgiveness. It's like I've heard he's ever forgiven. But at the same time, I feel like maybe he is ever forgiving. And if but that's the thing, don't abuse his forgiveness. That's all I recommend. Don't abuse the forgiveness either. But hey, like if you're generally a good person and you accidentally committed some sins, or you might have even intentionally committed some sins, and you want to change, and maybe you weren't even enlightened, you didn't even know about it, you were born into some other religion or some other lifestyle, or you just never had the chance to educate yourself into the world of God, and get enlightened by the word of God and yada yada, and the story of his son Jesus Christ, and many other stories. Many other stories. I was baptized when I was this young, when I was a young child. In Guelph, Ontario, Canada, I was baptized. Then I was baptized later on when I was like maybe like 5 or 6, where I kind of knew what stuff was going on. And then I was baptized when I was maybe around 13, when I really knew what was going on. And then I've yet to be baptized as an adult that's over 18. You know, I'm going to be turning 30 in 2 years. But when I get my tattoos all sorted out, because they're not all the way together and stuff like that, when I get my life all sorted out in my 30s, I'm thinking maybe when I'm 30 years old, or maybe 30 years old, I'm thinking I maybe will get baptized again, or maybe I could do a self baptization or something. Who knows? But yes, I've been to all types of churches. I've been to the Baptist churches, the New World Christian, yada yada. I know quite a bit about it, but I don't. What did you get out of that? Write it in the comments, and I'll see if I can look it over. And many other people will look it over too. It's not just me. I'm just the guy that owns the channel at the end of the day, but it's a huge platform. There's a lot of discussion and things that could be had. Maybe I'll see it, maybe I won't. I try to see everything, but I know once it gets big, 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 you don't hardly see a lot of the stuff, but you do. I mean, Hickok, he'd tell you he sees everything. He sees every single comment, probably. Maybe not, maybe yes. You'd have to ask him. Go over and ask him. Oh, this is a big thing in Tennessee. Big thing in Tennessee is this. We went to one with my middle school class. Oh, I can't turn on my webcam because the recorder sort of glitched out where I can't turn on the webcam function. But anyways, it doesn't matter. In Tennessee, when I was in middle school, we went to it was a big powwow, and they had a whole bunch of tents like this. We don't have very much tents like this. I mean, where I am now, we have the one thing every summer or whatever. We have it or whatever. But that was the most memorable one for me so far in my life. Was Tennessee. I mean, I think the last tent I seen, they were giving free hot dogs. They didn't have any left or whatever. But there was what's it called? I guess there's there's a farmers market thing. So once I get my bike next month, the battery and all that, I might be able to get some video of that cool farmers market that we got. And there's another one. It's like so I just ride by, I might buy a thing or something or whatever, and it's all on video or whatever, but it's not really showing much of me. It's really showing more of the people, like kind of like the camera in front of me, you know? And what is it called? Farmers market. Da, 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 da. I don't know. I don't know. The one I'm thinking of is like downtown Port Elgin. That's the city that I live in. Port Elgin. Port Elgin. Not a farmers market. Well, I know we have the farmers market, but there's something else downtown that they have. Oh, Oh, it is the Port Elgin Farmers Market downtown Port Elgin. Port Elgin. Some people call it Port Elgin. The farmers market, which I don't mind. It's supposed to be a vacation, touristy town. If somebody from out of town calls it Port Elgin, well, then they can come learn that a lot of people call it Port Elgin. But some people even probably that live here call it Port Elgin, and sometimes I even probably call it Port Elgin. Located right in the middle of Port Elgin's downtown, you will find an amazing selection of fresh. Some people even call it port, just Port. And then they call the other town that's just north of us, Southampton. They call it South. So I've heard men and women. Actually, it was a woman I heard or whatever. I heard her at the Southampton hardware store. She said, "Oh, I live in Port." Or whatever, and then somebody else, whatever, they live in South or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I think that girl lives on Market Street right beside me or something. But anyways, downtown Port Elgin, food and drink. Come to the farmers market. Yeah, same here, bud. It's like Port Elgin Farmers Market. And I'm also interested in the Southampton Olive Oil Company, and I have a lot of work to do. I have a camera. Before some guy steals it, I have a lot of footage to get done, before I move on to another camera eventually or whatever. Sunny days. But most of us are really nice people in Port Elgin. And a lot of people think I'm one of those guys, but I'm not. I'm actually one of these guys, the one of them that are constantly doing these cool videos and pictures and whatnot. Baby Bandana Bibbs. That's who he was. That's who that guy was to me. Look at the tie-dyes. Anything that's going to interest me. We have lots of olive oil. Farm Fresh what? Farm Fresh lunch combos. That's an interest to me. I'll park my bike right up, walk over, grab a Farm Fresh combo. I wonder what that is. Sandwiches and yada yada. That's an e-bike. Do I need to pull up the law? Because everybody loves the law, and I do too. I'm part lawyer. So anyway, I have an e-bike and whatever, and let's pull up e-bike laws. Oh, you think I'm going to be doing No, dude, I go 35 kilometers an hour in the town. Yeah, that's out of town on the airport strip or something. Like, mind your own business. We have a trailer over there. We have a trailer over there. Yeah, they all got stuff too. We got police here. Oh, in case you didn't know, we have police here. Because some people think we don't have police here. No, they're called the Saugeen Shores Police. Believe it or not, can you believe it? Saugeen Shores is a native reservation, and they have police. Yeah, they do, and they drive in trucks, and they got canines, and they got all types of stuff. So don't think we don't, because I'll call them if that was the case. And we got a chief, and his name's Zettel. And I've gotten into him. I've learned a lot about him and everything, and yada yada. And he looks a lot like somebody else I know that does tattoos. Chief Zettel, and he's been great in yada yada, coverage area, police board or whatever. Other than this Mike Buddy, actually, his name's Michael McCreath, and he stole my iPhone, and it's like I want him charged with, and it's like there's been a big fraud against me going on where I'm a natural born citizen, tax paying and everything, and they won't take this guy to jail or whatever for the crime he committed. It's like, what's going on with that? So and then I had to contact the federal authorities. So then the federal authorities are telling them to like go do this or you're going to get bitten by these rodents or whatever. They had to put out rodents on them and everything. Yeah, so Michael McCreath's got to go to jail or whatever, because I contacted the FBI or whatever. Believe it or not, we have the FBI. It's like, even if we have any corrupt police in Canada and the FBI finds out about it, well, there will be justice. It's all about justice. And I feel like I had no justice. But anyways. But I've been getting justice here in Port Elgin. I feel like I've been getting some real justice out here. I used to have a compound bow, but I hated it. It would never even pull back or whatever. And look at this. There's old wooden bows. Look at these. They're selling axes. I would buy one of those. Maybe they'll have those, but maybe not. You know what was my favorite thing in Tennessee, since we're back in Tennessee now, since we were talking to the FBI? It wasn't firearms. It wasn't shotguns. It wasn't an axe. It wasn't a knife. They had these little monocular lenses it was a fire starter. They had these monocular fire starters or whatever. That was cool. And I remember the teachers, I think it was, well, I'm not going to say any names because that would be telling. But the teachers did it for a reason because we didn't need no fires. But they had to keep mine. Actually, I think I kept mine. All right, but some people had theirs seized. It was like, hey, you're not allowed, like everybody was young, like 6th, 7th grade or whatever, and they seen these fire starters. I don't know, you can't find it on here. It's like this lens. They were selling them. It was one of the coolest things I had seen. Like one of these.
about the size of a old school index card. I got to say, in the past, I've not had a lot of success with these Fresnel lenses. I've tried the ones that are about half this size that fit in your wallet, or designed to fit in your wallet anyway. And I really had a lot of luck, but we're going to try this one out and just see how well it works. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. So the folks at 5-Star Gear, and actually my buddy Lou over at Army Navy Discount in Marietta, Georgia, and if you're anywhere around Atlanta and you're looking for some great survival gear or great clothing, they're the True Spec factory store, and I think the 5-Star Gear factory store. Those two companies are connected. They just have some great products over there, for anything from knives to gear to survival gear to clothing. And Lou, the proprietor, is a really nice guy, super great guy. So if you get a chance to go by there, tell him I said hello. But anyway, I went over there to get a couple of here as you can on my Benchmade 940 to make just as fine as assumption of we can get an actual my tender bundle.
I do miss the smell of that grass. There was like a certain kind of sweet grass or what have you, and all that.
Kind of a little experiment with different tenders and the Fresnel survival lens from the folks at 5-Star Gear. And got to say, for under $4, $3.97, I think this is not a bad little item just to have with you. It's definitely going to be tender dependent. You know, some things are going to work better than others. Char cloth is going to work, in my opinion, best of all. So, you know, if you're having trouble with friction fire, as long as you have some char cloth, this will absolutely help you get a fire going. If you have sunshine, you got to have sunshine too. That's the other potential drawback. But for, you know, under $4, no weight at all, you can actually stick this in your pocket. It's a great little thing to have.
E-bike laws? All right. So the laws on the e-bike, so we can get that sorted out. So I don't have to explain it too often. All right. Power-assisted bicycle, also called an electric bicycle or e-bike, but you can also call it a variety of other terms in the English language. This is just what the Ontario.ca rule thing says. But when you look at the English language, you can also call it an electric motorbike, because as you see, with an electric motor. So you're only speaking English, so you could call it a lot of different terms. You could even call it a motorcycle. But we generally, I think they want you to call it electric bicycle or e-bike. Well, it's not just that, but they want you to do it to make you feel like you don't have it. Like it. So that's why I feel like you should be able to call it an e-bike, and then you could call it a motorbike. You could call it anything you want to call it, as long as it's an e-bike, motorbike, electric bicycle, motorcycle. Even you could call it a cycle. Do you know what a cycle is? It's something that spins 360 degrees continuously, or yada yada. It's like a cycle. It goes through a full rotation, etc. Okay. See how it's cycling? You know, it cycles through the gears, it cycles the tire, and yada yada. It's going through its cycle, 300 whatever amount. You can explain if you're more scientific with it. But bi means two, right? It's a double, two wheels, two-wheeled cycle or whatever, you know, because the wheels go in a whole cycle. They roll, right? And so, yeah, so that's what a bicycle is. It's a two-wheeled cycle or what have you, which mine is. And mine has an electric motor. Okay. It's got to have pedals equipped. It's got to have pedals equipped, which I will. You have to have pedals on it. So when you're driving it, it's got to have pedals. All right, on. handlebar for steering, or handlebars, plural. 2 or 3 wheels, so you can even have a trike or a 3-wheeler one, and that's still considered an e-bike or a bicycle. Even though technically you would call that what, everyone? Tricycle. That's correct. All right. So there you go. Another iteration to the English language. It's like tricycle, but they, I guess, because somebody didn't write it out. But here, this is the video where you understand that even a tricycle with an electric motor could be considered an e-bicycle, an electric bicycle, under law, because they have certain laws to go with this. An electric motor, and then also a braking system, right? We hope that every single one, well, actually, has to have a braking system. Okay, there isn't, we hope that. It's that it has to have a braking system. We don't, it's like, they don't like electric, or sorry, not electric. They don't like custom modified bikes. And custom modified bikes, like that somebody's converted, well, they don't mind them. They don't mind them, but it has to have a braking system. Like how they convert bicycles to an e-bike or something. So you can't convert your bicycle and then forget to do the brake system and say, oh, I'm going to throw my feet down or whatever, because that's a one too. It's like, unfortunately, at that period of time, you're unable to afford an e-bike until you can work out that braking system. And when I say afford, that doesn't just mean money. That could mean time, effort, all that. You just, you got to wait until you can fully afford it. Right now, like I've had my e-bike since December. I own it. I own it. And but guess what? I can't afford the battery until next month because my mom's going to loan me the money and all that to get the battery. She works for a window and glass company with, I'm not sure what the window and glass company's called yet, but maybe we'll introduce in the future. They do beautiful window glass and doors. Beautiful. And all types of stuff. And I do videos and all that. You're completely misunderstood. I mean, that's the gimmick, I guess, now. All right, but yeah, they do windows and glass and doors. And I take videos of windows, glass, and doors. I'm signed to a deal with YouTube Incorporated. All right, anyways, I'm about at the point where I can afford my e-bike to ride it. What else are the laws that I got to follow? E-bikes must meet certain requirements to be legally operated on roads in Ontario. I had somebody say, you sound like you had a beverage. I haven't. I haven't even. If you know me and my real general day-to-day, I'm not much of a drinker. I mean, I had a pretty good vacation one time where I did some drinking, but I have never been much of a drinker in all my 28 years of living. And I'm not pulling up any photos of any drinks because it's irrelevant. So, certain requirements. Weight requirements? What's that? Because that would be a maximum weight of 120 kilograms. Okay, they're talking about the weight of the bike. I have a Cow Gemini, which is sold by regulated people here in Canada, like Ride the Wind e-bikes. That's where mine came from, was one of these Ride the Wind e-bikes. I bought it from the dealer. The dealer bought it from Ride the Wind e-bikes, and I bought it off him. So that's an official one. They are selling these e-bikes. And then we also have, I could have went with Emo and I could have went with Daymac. But unfortunately, the last time I had Daymac, read it and weep, guys. Like Daymac, like I got screwed over big time with this company. It's like you really have to watch these e-bikes because if they get thefted or whatever, they're really hard to recuperate. So nothing against Daymac. They have a lot of good. I'm not going to hate on Daymac because there is a lot of their products that I do want. But I already had one the last time and it got stolen eventually or whatever. And it didn't go that fast. And I just didn't like the way it looked. And I was like, is there something a little bit bigger than the one I got? You know, I was like, is there something that's a little bit better? Is there like a button you can press to just go a little bit faster if you're off road and stuff? Have they made that one yet? You know, and then I was thinking this one. It was like, oh, that's the new full size one. It's like you can have a girl ride on the back if you want. It's fully full size. There's not going to be any issues with any girl going on the back or whatever because you have so much space on it. But then I was like, well, but then I found out, oh my gosh, you can't take these ones, the batteries inside. And with lithium ion, you do not want to leave it out in a very cold conditions. And I have to leave my e-bike out. Unfortunately, right now, my property, when it comes to housing, does not allow my e-bike to come inside. It's like EM1. That's the one I used to have. There's even videos with me with it. Not as much as you're going to see now. And it's like I was just about to go derust my bike, and then it started snowing again on April 18th or April 17th, 2022. It started snowing again. Look at this one, guys. This one's cool. My cousin would like that one, but my cousin's already got four-wheelers. So congrats to them. They got four-wheelers. It's like EM4. It's like you're undeserving. It's like, and I wasn't talking to these two guys here. It's like like I said, I was gonna get one of these big EM2s, but then it was like, oh, you can't bring the battery in. It's like I'm a man that's been working my whole life or whatever, and I finally get to have something to show for it. And you wouldn't believe the hardships that people try to put on me. It's like Zone GTS. I was gonna go Zone GTS. It's full size. Tom might actually pick up a girl for once. He's got a back seat on it. He's really got motorcycles. All right. Zone GTS. All right. But unfortunately, that one, you couldn't remove the battery. So I seen the emo. Actually, I was thinking about emo since London. Ask them. I even called the emo store in London, Ontario, and I asked them if they know my voice because I'm pretty famous. And I asked them. I said, "How much are they?" Yada yada. I was excited. I want one so bad, right? I was in the homeless shelter at that time. Homeless shelter, and I was like, I don't even want to live in the homeless shelter. I'm just gonna ride my bike and sleep on, and sleep on. And you can do it if you want to, but I didn't have to or whatever. But that was my attitude when I called them. I was like, I'm saving up my money as much as I can. I want to buy one of these emos eventually. I'm gonna be like I'm gonna be not a rough tough bike, but I'm gonna sleep on my bike. Sleep on your bike. But I didn't end up doing that or whatever. But you know what I mean. So I looked at the emos like that, sleep on the bike or whatever. But then I didn't want the emo or whatever. I was like, that's not a good idea, sleeping on your bike or whatever. You know what I mean? So then eventually I got accepted into the subsidized unit or whatever. And I've been here for years. And and what's it called? Look at this guy sleeping on his bike. Lots of people have bikes. Look at he has a motorcycle with the gasoline. But my Tau Gemini come from his country and came from his country. Look at this one. Fully regulated by Canada or whatever. It's like, oh, I don't know, vape pens? I don't think it's anything similar. I never had any issues like that with the Daymac. DX, Emo, right? These have been in Canada for years. Like I said, I had a DMAC and somebody's riding my old DMAC right now. It's more than good. People have these for years and years and years. E-bikes, electric bikes, yeah. But then I got off DMAC. And yada yada, and I got the Tau Gemini, which is sort of the dream one right now. It's sort of in the middle. You want me to show it again? I have a video of me buying it actually. Me buying the Tau Gemini. No, I didn't buy it from her. I bought it from on my side of the fence or whatever. My side of Ontario. You know, we're open to discover whatever it says on the license plates, but not many people make it over on the side I am. There are a lot of them are mostly over on that side over there in Toronto. They don't even know this side exists. Anyways, but I'm on a different side of Ontario, southern Ontario. And actually, that side's got it handled. We got a lot of video guys that are doing that side. Let's see. I don't know. I like my video the best when it comes to that. Taking it off the. It doesn't have the most views. Taking it off the thing. Dude.
We're just unwrapping it. How are you?
I don't know if you know, but this has the same motor as the Leo has in it, okay?
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In controller.
Yeah, hypothetical, something that's not the truth. It's not. It's nothing but the truth. So help me God. When you're talking about people's lives, it's nothing but the truth. So help me God. When it comes to law, so stop with the fake gimmicks. All right. And I don't want to talk all country because I'm not country either all the way. Tau Gemini e-bike electric. Look at this baby. She's gotten rusted a bit. She's been out there in that winter, but it's warming up. Like I said, it snowed today. But it's supposed to warm up in the coming days. We're getting closer and closer. We're about 12 days away. These are the boys I got it from. They're the dealer out here, Lake Huron. They're the dealers. But I like what came out of that. But they're the dealers out here, anywhere on Lake Huron, all the way from Port Elgin, all the way to Kincard. Actually, all the way around. You just got to call him. His name's Freedom E. Whoa, we're in the middle of Lake Huron, guys. Jimmy John's. That ain't over here. Just across the water, you telling me there is freaking Jimmy John's and Players Pub and Grill? I was like, what the hell? All right, anyways, but I'm not over there. I'm over here. Okay. All the way from the Tippy Tip Tobermory, Lion's Head, Owen Sound, Chatsworth, Southampton, Port Elgin, Kincardine, Ripley, Lucknow, Teeswater, Wingham, Cargill, Hanover, Chesley, Ayton, Chatsworth, Grey Highlands, West Grey, Meaford, Wasaga Beach, Midland, Alliston, Orangeville, Arthur, Waterloo, Kitchener. I bet you'd even go down to Stratford, Mitchell. But you know who does that? Is $5 or $50 a month Ride the Wind e-bikes. People keep telling me they think it's a scam, but it's not. It's like, dude, $50 a month is a lot of money. People cannot even save it and pay it like it's not a scam. If you can pay $50 a month, you can get an e-bike. It's like, but you have to pay $50 a month, and It's mostly those ones that are on this 36 pack of beer every day thing or whatever. Okay, I do not recommend you drink this much beer every day. I'm doing good. Okay, yeah, I got people that drink beer in my family, but that's not me. And I don't, and I try to get them to drink more ice water. Don't get me wrong, I love my buck of beer. And I even did a video for Doug on that buck of beer thing. I was outside of Metro in London. Like, okay, it's like Doug Ford, it's like he could have charged me for that. And I'm sure he'd even heard of it or whatever. Okay, but I did it for the buck of beer thing. I did it for Biz Look. All right. I don't know what it is. It's on my channel or something. It's called something about, I think Biz Lokes in it, or something about drinking a beer or something outside or whatever. But I drank a beer outside, which is illegal in Canada. Okay. You can't publicly drink. It's the only time I ever did it. It was about 3 to 4 years ago now. I know somebody that drinks in public all the time, but I did it one time. I drank in public, and I don't know, it's like we're trying, they one big thing that they've done recently, they brought the beer to grocery stores, and they brought the beer to or delivery. That's one thing they did for COVID. That's two things they say, like, that's two positive things. That's two positive things that I can mention that they did. And the reason why they don't want people publicly drinking is because of this. It's like, look at the bottle and the litter on the sidewalk, and then you get smashed glasses and fights where they break the freaking bottle and actually cut people. Actually, I heard of one guy that died like that. His name was Emerald. And he died in Ontario way back when I was a child. And he was at a bar, a place that I do not go. I mean, I won't go anymore. I went to the bar before. I don't want a woman that goes to the bar. It's like, can't you tell the way I dress and all that? But yeah, there was a guy that was named Emerald and everything. Oh, like out, yeah, like out in public. You'll see it this summer. You'll see it this summer when I do some more videos. Anyways, yeah, Emerald, he died or whatever. My brother knew Emerald, but I did. He died because of that kind of activity. They don't allow it in Ontario or whatever. It's not a bad thing. There's lots of places that do. Generally, the thing is, if you want to go live that life for a little bit, vacation, you were to go down to like Mexico and Canada. A lot of our Canadians, my mom went down to Mexico when she was younger. I'm part Mexican. My mom went down to Mexico when she was younger, whatever. My mom went down to Mexico. A lot of people went down to Mexico. Actually, they came up 100 years ago. They came up the same way they're coming up now or whatever. It's like that's how I mixed with Mexican. I'm born in Canada, but somehow I was mixed with Mexicano or whatever, New Mexican. New Mexican, they're saying. New Mexican. My family had met whoever in New Mexico. That's in the United States. So I think somebody came up from Mexico, and they met my great-grandmother, my grandmother or something in New Mexico. And that is how I am part Mexican. That's actually how I'm entitled to dual citizenship. But there's no reason to claim my dual citizenship now if I don't have money to live down there. I have money to live up here. And that all went with my choice. I said, when I was down there, I said, I want to go back to Canada to live for the rest of my life. It fit my personality. I know there's disability in many other places. And it isn't a fact that anybody pushed me out. That was a delusion. The truth is, I chose to come back to Canada. And I chose to stay here. No. I chose to come because I knew that I would be safer here as a vulnerable person. I knew that I would be able to receive my disability benefits if I ever needed it. They're not on. Listen, I have nieces and nephews or whatever. You know what I mean? But listen, I went out and I did the exploring. Unfortunately, that wasn't on video. But anything in the future shall be a lot on video. But no, I chose to come back to Canada, and it's been the best time ever since. Just like they cleared out the rainforest, eh? But guess what? We have a lot of national parks in Canada. I've went to a couple. I've been to Banff. And then there's Jasper. Unfortunately, I never got to go to Jasper. Actually, I think we drove through Jasper or something like that. That's on the way to BC, is it not? And we did hiking out west. And they got blue water. Yeah, this is the Lake Ontario. Yeah, how are you? You gonna do what? Oh, that's all right. See you later. We got blue water. It's so nice. You know, where's this? Ottawa. That's where the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau lives. His house is right in Ottawa, Ontario. Everyone. You know what? That's a common misconception. I always thought Justin lived in Quebec. No, he doesn't. He lives in Ontario, Ottawa, Ontario, in a house. I've been on this before. This was in Niagara Falls when you go right next to the falls or under them or whatever. Fireworks. Fireworks with this. Anyways, that's irrelevant. We were talking about e-bike laws. I think a lot of people drink a lot of beer. And did you know that under law, if you're under the influence, no, they don't. If you are under the influence, I never smoke too much where I can't be responsive. If you're under the influence, your testimony is garbage. It's not. It's not. It'll be seen as that testimony will be thrown out. Anything you say under the influence is basically invalid. So if you're drunk or high or anything and you're trying to press charges on anyone or yada yada, it's under the influence. You have to come back when you're completely sober minded. Even though they've legalized recreational marijuana, that's a common misconception. All laws still stand in the law or whatever, just like driving a car. You can't drive a car and smoke marijuana. That's illegal. Same with going and making testimony. That's an illegal testimony. Now, listen. The lawyers are going to tell you, ha ha ha, we got this guy and he was under the influence and yada yada. Exactly. I have to stand up and say, or my lawyer, which there is no lawyer appointed to me right now other than myself. No, he's not appointed anymore. Or in your own little delusional world, he may be appointed. All right. But when it comes to, yeah, you can't smoke and drive. You can't be a cop and smoke and all that. You are, but that's illegal. And it goes back to the wrong and the right choices. If I can get evidence of it, you're going to jail. No human is illegal. Yeah, that's correct. No human is illegal. What? We have legal statuses on where we reside. On where we reside. That's all it is. No human's illegal. Trust me, I face the same sort of persecution every once in a while. But as long as you're legally residing somewhere, you're not an illegal alien. All right. Okay, I know you've probably never heard this one, but I'll say it. Is StacksAMilli an illegal alien? Has StacksAMilli ever been an illegal alien? No. Not under real law. I have not. My dad still lives in the United States. If I was an illegal alien, my dad would be one. And if my dad was one, I would be one. Kinship. It's like, anyways. Yeah, you might have that argument, but listen, my dad was the one that brought me to the U.S. when I was younger or whatever, and I was just down in Detroit not too long ago, and my mom just came back, Arizona, yada yada. I got family down there right now, enjoying. I don't reside down there. I reside in Canada. And my father lives down there in Tennessee. So if it becomes like the man or a man thing where you gotta learn or you gotta you can contact John Slote and he'll contact his lawyers because I know you're the illegal aliens. You guys are identity thieves. Identity thieves is what some of these Spanish ones we just seen. We just seen the pictures, everyone. And I'm not racist. Like I said, I'm part Spanish. This girl's far more white than me. But it's beside the fact of the actor in the movie Identity Thieves. This one's a good one, though. Oh my gosh, she looks like my old teacher a little bit in this one. Anyways. My old teacher when it came to reading and writing. And pronunciations and all that. Jason Bateman, Melissa McCarthy, literature. Tammy, I haven't watched that one or whatever. Oh, or maybe I have. That's when she goes to jail. Melissa McCarthy. Under the Influence, or didn't watch it.
I will on the on-road settings. No, on-road.
I'm learning all the controls. I might buy a new pair of gloves. Why is the on park? I had it in park and the odometer stuck on 74. Oh man. And I got to get my tattoo fixed still. That costs real money. So here's the boys unloading it from the truck that they delivered it to me on. I bought it outright. The deal was, it was not a rental. The deal was I bought the bike for cash. I own the bike for until I choose to so give the bike away or sell the bike. I own the bike. Here's video evidence of delivery of the bike. And you can find it on my channel and yada yada. And if it's never on my channel, it'll be backed up on other channels across the internet where I would be able to provide it to the courts. But I don't think there'll be any issue. And what is it called? I locked her up, and I got lots of locks on it. We're waiting on him to bring the battery next month. I got 2 pairs of jeans now. But anyway, yeah. You can watch the entire video. I paid the guy or whatever the cash money and whatever. I paid the guy the cash money. I bought my e-bike. He counted the entire thing. I have the transaction number. I have the transaction number. I have the transaction number to go with the e-transfer I sent him or whatever. I own the bike legally. That's why I got stuff on the bike. All right. Shout out to Jeff. Morningstar Scotty, sick. I meant to say shout out to Jeff Bezos. He's been really good to me too, getting back on my feet. Jeff Bezos. And he hasn't even did anything himself. Actually, he did do something himself many, many years ago, and that was create that website, Amazon. You know, it's been so easy as a big, fat, disabled man to order my soda pops and my other things and all that now with Amazon. So shout out to him. You know what somebody said to me? Because the whole vibe was like, oh, this guy's a lifer jail guy and yada yada. It was like, even though I've never really did any time in any I've never went to prison, and did only in and out of jail, just like anybody would. And anyway, you know what I mean. It's like canteen. They said, Tommy, this is like your canteen in in um in the society. And I was like, that's a cool idea, because I was starting to like the canteen vibe. You go, you roll up with your bag or whatever, and you choose like chocolate bars and this and yada yada. Because the hot food's a whole different story. You know what I mean? It's like, what is it called? Yeah, hot food's good too, but when you need that canteen, boy, out in free society, we have it too. It's not just in jail, because everyone thinks, listen, hey, I more than respect you. But I'm tired of everybody thinking it's so cool to go to jail because they got canteen. No, it ain't cool to go to jail. But they got canteen if you're that person. But I'm this guy. Look what we got. Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.in, wherever the heck you are. They can't have these. They're restricted from these. Ain't Tommy restricted from that? No. How many times they got to answer that one? Ain't Tommy? That's their new one every day. Ain't Tommy? No. Never had, never will be. Tommy was really, really, really smart about using his PP for good instead of bad. When you were using your PP for bad, Tommy was using his PP for good. Like, it was busy having sex and getting in trouble and going to jail. And I was busy making videos. Whatever. So enjoy that movie Moonfall. Because it was like, there was all these religions down south. It was like, you had the ones that had sex before they got married. And I tried to follow that sex before marriage thing all the way through. Or I mean after. Yeah, no sex. Yeah, that's what religion I am. And under law, it says that we have the freedom of religion. Because I am a certain religion where I'm more strict with my body and my determination. I'm allowed to be that under law. It's the freedom of religion. And I've never did anything intentionally to hurt anybody. I cared so much about people. And I even learned about a lot of different people's religions as well. I'm a mix of a lot of different things. But it doesn't matter what I am. It's more about other people. And it's like, I don't know, something ticked me off for a minute. Oh, can I have those? Oh, we were talking about jail and how they have canteen, which is like food, pop, chips, soda, like candies and yada yada. But I'm saying, like, in the open world, if you do something with your life, you could have way more. We have Amazon. They deliver it right to your door, right to your mailbox. wherever, and they have a lot more than just stuff that's going to make you diabetic and all that. They got all types of things. They got tools. They got C4 Original. We got, I don't have any much friends. I got me, myself, my dad, and my mom. And I have my ODSP disability. And then I have me. That's me. I worked my ass off. I have a law enforcement entity that I have that does all right every once in a while. All right. Because it was a gray area. So now here it is. I have a private law enforcement entity. Oh, sure. I have a private law enforcement entity every once in a while, and it's like, yeah. And no, it stands. But what is it? We're talking, oh, yeah, Amazon. They got a lot of stuff on Amazon. It's just what they wished for. Oh, when you send somebody an Amazon gift card. I've received a lot of Amazon gift cards over the years. Target's Paying Fast, Motrin. That one got, when I was a kid at church, the girls used to talk about Motrin. Same with Milkbone. There was a kid that was eating Milkbone years ago or whatever. Bird Things. True Blue Masks or whatever. That was something you said. That wasn't something I said. Canine Advantix. Hello, Easter. Welcome, peeps. Yeah, Easter was yesterday, or 2 days ago, actually. Getting on 2 days ago. Brad Nails. That was cool. Yeah, I heard from an old friend in Tennessee today. I was really surprised, really surprised that she had the courage to message me. Not a lot of people have the courage to message me and stuff like that. And same goes for me. I don't have much courage either to message other people as well. But that was a thing that I learned. Something to do with the whole religion thing and whatnot. Uh, is courage. Yeah, you want to have courage. Courage. I mean, dude, if I was your age, I would answer it like that, but maybe that's your question, sir. To ask yourself. Courage. Courage to what? Yeah, right. Yeah, sure. Finding courage when facing challenges. This is self-defense or whatever. You are harassing me, man, or sir, whatever, whoever that was in my chip. You are harassing me. So I'm a gun owner. hmm It doesn't matter what it is, but let's say it's a 22 caliber and it's legal in Canada and I legally own it. So don't make me feel like this old lady here. All right, leave me alone. Who's this guy? Isn't this guy a famous singer? Oh my gosh, a gun store in Czech Republic. Gun store in Czech Republic. We were big Levi's fans too, and I've bought several pairs of Levi's, but I changed to Wrangler because they have a specific stretchy fit that fits me better. Espen, you know who got me on that Levi's? And I was saying a lot of bad stuff because he's a pretty bad guy and I want him to go to jail. Okay, but this guy was the guy that first got me to buy Levi's. I think a couple of songs or whatever he had talked about Levi's. But this is the guy I started buying like Levi's from Florida actually on eBay, and I bought them from a one guy. But ever since we've been mistreated by this man here, this gunplay, I will not buy Levi's ever again. But I know my dad buys Levi's, and Levi's is a great company, and they have a really big history, and I hope they can retain that history. I'm also a gun owner, but listen, and I have the holster and everything on the way. I got a 6 hour actually. It's nicer than this one. But anyways, that's a stock Glock. A stock Glock. Anyways, what do you mean? Everything's more than safe. It's like you're supposed to put the guy that actually did it in jail, not the guy that didn't. It's like it's got nothing to do with her. It's like there's guys at illegal guns. They got the illegal guns. I'm the one with the legal gun. They're the ones with the illegal guns. Well, it's gonna be funny when you get hurt too. It's gonna be hilarious when you get hurt too, or whatever. Excuse me? Listen, you got it all wrong. You have it all wrong. You have it all wrong. It is. So I'm right here and you're not doing anything. So why? What is it? Look at these illegal guns. And what's the purpose of that? Trying to irritate somebody that's said that I'm a gun owner. Is there a purpose to it, sir? Or are you just doing it to irritate me? Look, just because somebody's up north don't mean they're not a gun owner. Look at this state right here. It's the bluest of the blue states. Same with here, eh? And my family goes down here all the time. And if you look at this specific ownership rate, they're the highest. They have the highest ownership rate of firearms in the entire contiguous United States. Same with. So you do not know what you're talking about. You're flipped upside down. You're flipped upside down. Whoa. Because of you people that keep going at me or whatever. That's why your homicide rate's so high. Alec Baldwin. You ones that were born directly in whatever southern state or whatever, or California or whatever, you think you're so smart when it comes to firearms. But you ain't. Alec Baldwin, he shot the girl and killed her. I've never shot somebody accidentally and killed them. You need to go open a map. Open a map before you open your mouth. All right. It sounds like a lot of people are retarded in 2022. Look at the map. Are you really going crazy about this little fake line right here? Didn't you learn in school that this line right here is an imaginary line? They taught us that in school. That this was a line created. It's not a real line. It is a real line to a certain degree. But you better look up and then look down. and then look all around.